AITA for canceling my daughter's $40,000 wedding after she uninvited my mother? I want you to imagine something. You spend 6 years saving money. Not for a vacation. Not for a car. Not for yourself. You save it for your child. Every overtime shift, every skipped dinner out, every birthday where you told yourself, not this year. All of it goes into an account with one purpose: to give your daughter the wedding she always dreamed of. Now imagine that same daughter calls you 3 weeks before the wedding and casually, almost as an afterthought, tells you that your 74-year-old mother is not invited. That is exactly what happened to me, and my family is now destroyed because of what I did next. My name is Richard. I am 58 years old. I have been married to my wife Carol for 32 years. We have 2 children, Emma, who is 27, and Daniel, who is 24. I work in construction management. Carol works part-time at a dental office. We are not wealthy people. We are comfortable, but every large expense requires planning and sacrifice. When Emma was in college, Carol and I made a decision. We opened a separate savings account and we called it the Wedding Fund. Every month, without exception, we transferred money into that account. Some months it was $300. Some months, when work was good, it was $800. Over 6 years, we built that account to $40,000. Emma knew about this fund. We told her about it when she started dating Tyler, her now ex-fiancé. We wanted her to know that when the time came, she would not have to stress about money. We had her covered. Tyler proposed to Emma 14 months ago at a restaurant downtown. Emma called us that same night, crying happy tears. Carol and I were overjoyed. Tyler is a decent man. He works in finance, treats Emma well, and had always been respectful to our family. We welcomed him completely. The planning began almost immediately. Emma had a vision. She wanted an outdoor estate wedding outside the city. She found the perfect venue: a beautiful property with a garden ceremony space and a stone reception hall. The rental alone was $12,000. The catering was $9,500 for 85 guests. The photographer and videographer package was $4,800. The band was $3,200. Emma's dress was $2,400. Flowers, decorations, invitations, cake, all of it added up precisely to $39,650. Carol and I approved every single expense. We reviewed every invoice together. We were genuinely excited. This was what we had saved for. The guest list was finalized in month 3 of planning. 85 people. Both families, close friends, colleagues. My mother, Eleanor, was on the list. Of course she was. Eleanor is 74 years old and she has been present for every significant moment in Emma's life, without exception. When Emma was born, Eleanor drove 4 hours through a snowstorm to be at the hospital. She was at every birthday party. She sat in the front row at Emma's kindergarten graduation, her middle school play, her high school prom send-off, and her college graduation ceremony. She flew across the country when Emma got her first job. Eleanor raised me alone. My father left when I was 9 years old and never came back. My mother worked 2 jobs for a decade to keep us housed and fed. She cleaned office buildings from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. and worked a grocery store cash register from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. She slept 5 hours a night for years. She never complained once. She never asked for recognition. She just showed up every single day and did what needed to be done. I would not be the man I am today without Eleanor. I would not have the career, the marriage, or the family I have without her sacrifices. She is the foundation of everything. So when Emma called me on a Tuesday afternoon in October, I was completely unprepared for what she said. The call started normally. Emma wanted to talk about the seating chart. We went through a few names. Then, in the same casual tone she might use to mention a change in the dinner reservation, she said, and I am quoting her exactly because I have replayed this moment hundreds of times. She said, "Oh, and Dad, I've decided Grandma Eleanor isn't going to be invited." I thought I had misheard her. I asked her to repeat herself. She did. I asked why. Emma sighed like I was being difficult and explained that at the last family gathering 3 months earlier, Eleanor had mentioned her back pain during dinner. She had said something like, "My back has been terrible this week, I can barely sleep." Emma said this had brought down the mood. She said Eleanor had a pattern of making things about herself, and she did not want that energy at her wedding. I sat in my truck in a parking lot and stared at the windshield for a long time. My mother mentioned her back pain at dinner. Months. And for that, she was being excluded from her granddaughter's wedding. I told Emma I needed a day to think. She said fine, but that her decision was made. I called Carol and told her what happened. Carol was upset but said we should talk to Emma calmly and try to change her mind. I agreed. Carol and I called Emma together the next evening. It was a long conversation. Emma was defensive from the start. She said she had the right to control her own guest list. She said it was her special day. She said she loved Grandma, but that she needed the day to be perfect. Carol tried gently, carefully, lovingly. Emma would not move. At the end of the call, I told Emma clearly, if Eleanor was not invited, Carol and I would not attend, and the $40,000 would not be coming. Emma told me I was blackmailing her. She hung up. What followed was the worst 2 weeks of my life. Tyler called me the next morning. He was calm but said Emma was devastated. He asked me to reconsider for the sake of the relationship. I told him I respected him but that my position was final. My son Daniel texted me a long message saying I was holding the wedding hostage and that money should never be used as a weapon in family relationships. I called him and we argued for an hour. Carol stopped speaking to me normally. She moved to the guest room. She said she agreed with me in principle but that I had gone too far by threatening the money. Then the extended family got involved. Emma called her aunts, her cousins, her friends. Within 72 hours, I had received messages from 16 people. 14 of them told me I was wrong. 2 quietly told me they understood, but asked me not to share that. My brother called me and said I was being a stubborn old man. My sister-in-law sent Carol a long message about how I was traumatizing Emma. One of Emma's friends posted something vague on social media about controlling parents that everyone in our circle knew was about me. The wedding is canceled. The venue deposit is lost. The photographer is keeping her retainer. $4,000 is gone in cancellation fees alone. Emma has not spoken to me in 3 weeks. Carol and I are barely functioning as a couple. Daniel is cordial but cold. My mother still does not know any of this is happening. I have protected her from it because I cannot bear the thought of her feeling responsible. I sit with this every day. I turn it over and over. Here is what I know. That money was mine. Carol and I earned it across 6 years of sacrifice. Emma does not have the right to take our money and simultaneously tell us that the woman who made our family possible is not welcome. My mother is 74 years old. She is slowing down. She will not be here forever. The thought of her sitting alone at home on the day of her granddaughter's wedding, excluded, not even knowing why, is something I cannot accept. I did not do this to punish Emma. I did it because some things are not negotiable. Family is not negotiable. Dignity is not negotiable. But my family is in ruins. And I am asking you genuinely, because I do not know anymore. Was I wrong? Was I the one who destroyed this family? Or did Emma make that choice the moment she decided my mother's back pain was reason enough to exclude her from a wedding she had waited her whole life to attend? You decide. Leave your verdict in the comments. NTA, not the a-hole. Or YTA. You're the a-hole. Tell me what you think. And if you want more stories like this one, subscribe to The Verdict. New episodes every week. Because every story deserves a verdict.